This meeting is being recorded.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to this special Zoom. I'm Shantae Sanders. I'm Lavelle Social Media Manager. I'm with 200K promoter Dana Chuba, and he needs no introduction, but I will introduce him anyway. Jason Camper is with us as well. We are so excited for this. We're going to learn more about Thrive Elite, and Jason gets to answer your most asked questions. So before we get started, we're going to dive into just some quick housekeeping items, just to make sure you guys know what's going on with the company. So first off, we have our weekly live calls and Zooms talking about the Thrive experience, sharing your story. Make sure you hook your team and new customers in there just to hear more about Thrive. We have our weekly, every Wednesday, our Fast Start trainings. Those are great for new promoters. We have our motivation mastermind, which is something I'm running this Saturday, the 12th. Be sure to jump on that. It's going to be so much fun. Our next getaway was announced. If you haven't heard already, it's in Miami, Florida. And that is February 16th through 19th. You can check the Lavelle website to see all those qualifications. Thrivepalooza was announced, 2023. We're going to Denver, Colorado, April 20th through 22nd. Thrive In Magazine was released at the Getaway, so you can go purchase that in the gear store. And last but not least, this is something fun. We added vehicles to the auto bonus. We've added, starting this month, the GMC Yukon Denali, a Lincoln Navigator, and the Jeep Grand Wagoneer. And Dana, I'm going to kick it over to you to finish off everything.
Yeah, which is super exciting, Shantae, because we literally just talked about this at the getaway that we were just at when we did our Q&A. So that's pretty exciting. Guys, I want to make something really clear. We cannot see you, but we can see the chat. So make sure you are blowing up that chat. We want to see you. We want to hear from you. So let's talk a little bit about some bonuses that we've got going on. So we've got the $2,000 rookie bonus. We've got the PPA cash leader bonus. Both of those are going from November 1st to November 30th. And then we have our 110 QB momentum bonus, which this is the last month that we qualify for it, that you guys qualify for it. So we want to make sure that we are pushing till the end of this month, and we're ready for that Christmas bonuses. But here's the thing, guys, we really want to stress this. Do not try to overwhelm yourself by focusing on all of the things, right? You see all of these announcements, you see all of these bonuses, and you're going, which one do I focus on? Here's the deal. Focus on one. Focus on one thing. Push as hard as you can for that one thing. And you are going to realize that when you're pushing for that one thing, everything around you and all of those other bonuses are just going to magically happen, right? Because you're doing the right thing. So the company is rewarding you for doing the things that you're supposed to be doing, right? So Shantae, I'm going to go ahead and hand it back over to you.
Yes. Jason, do you want to say hello to everyone? You're on mute, I think. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I'm super excited about this tonight. Hope everybody's fired up. Elite has been the buzz for several weeks now, and we're ready to get into the nitty gritty. I also want to tell everybody that's listening tonight, it was impossible to put everyone's question into one Zoom, or else we would need a lot of Activate. We'd have to stay up until the wee hours of the morning. But what we're answering tonight is the most logical, foundational places to start in terms of what is Elite. And you're going to hear tonight at the end the game plan on launching Elite and what that calendar looks like. And there's some runway in between now and that calendar, and we plan on doing more of these. So by the time Elite is fully ready to be purchased, you're going to have a really good base education of what this powerhouse system is all about. So Shantae and Dana, thank you so much for joining me this evening, and you lead and I'll follow tonight.
Sounds great. So like Jason said, you guys got to ask so many questions, and we picked the most amazing questions to ask Jason so we can get to know Thrive Elite even more than we already do. So Jason, are you ready to get this thing started?
I'm ready.
Yes. All right. The first question is, what is Elite?
So Elite is a re-engineering and reformulation of what is arguably the world's most successful nutritional system, known as the Thrive Experience. And so if there's one thing I take away from tonight's call, and we're going to go over a lot of stuff, if there's one thing, you're not looking at a brand new product. You are, but you're not. You're not looking at a brand new company. You're looking at 10 years of validation of arguably, again, one of the most, if not the most successful nutritional system that I'm aware of ever, and that's the Thrive Experience. Those 3 steps created this movement that we know of today as Thrive. And go look at all those success stories out there. Hundreds of thousands, millions of people, right? And so you have to understand, when you think, what is elite? Elite is a re-engineering of that said system. It was already that successful that we never created the Thrive Experience to be a weight loss product or a weight loss system. Yes, it had weight loss properties and components built into it, but the Thrive Experience is essentially a shotgun approach to filling in nutritional gaps and nutritional deficiencies, where we say, hey, the average human being needs XYZ from a nutritional perspective. They're arguably going to be lacking in this, lacking in that, lacking in this. And we want to try to fill in those nutritional gaps and deficiencies. And it was a shotgun approach to overall wellness and well-being, right? And as a result of that, you're going to sleep better, feel better, have less aches, discomforts, all that. What we did for Elite is we took the foundation of the Thrive Experience and we built upon it, okay? So Elite is the standard experience plus re-engineering. And so we took what was already wildly successful and we said, okay, that's the shotgun approach. What would be a more identified, like a sniper approach, if we just want to target weight loss from a nutritional perspective, right? A healthy nutritional perspective, what would we need to focus on? Where would we need to go? What would we need to do? And so we began to research clinically studied nutritional components that would help someone, quote, lose weight, burn fat, block fat, lose inches, all of that stuff that comes in that world. So Elite is a complete re-engineering of the Thrive Experience, but from a nutritional perspective. And I think that's what is the untold story thus far. You know, weight loss can have a bad rap to it. It can have like a negative connotation where sometimes you see these very unhealthy weight loss products, right? And it's just, it's so heavily marketed and there's so many products that don't deliver. It's a lot of broken promises and a lot of fancy labels and a lot of unhealthy solutions out there. And so again, what is Elite? It's a re-engineering of the already wildly successful Thrive Experience to get an even different and higher result than what we're currently seeing from a nutritional perspective. So what would you need to give the body from a nutritional standpoint to render a weight loss, fat burning type of result? That's where we started. So that's what Elite is at the most basic form, Shante.
So Jason, I know that you said it was a shotgun approach versus now we're at like a sniper approach. And I love that analogy because it says it perfectly. But what exactly is the difference between Thrive Experience and Elite Experience? I mean, obviously we've stepped it up a notch, and the crazy thing is, I don't think anybody thought we could, but here we are. So what exactly is the difference between the two?
Yeah, and you're right. It wasn't easy. I mean, because we're trying to take something that has been so perfect and worked so well, and you're like, how do you make this better? You know? Yeah. And again, it was looking at how could we target weight loss, right? What would we need to do? What would we need to do from the capsule perspective? What would we need to do from the shake perspective, from the DFT perspective? And so what makes it different then goes to the technology and then goes to the formula, right? So you're dealing with 3 completely new proprietary blends, proprietary formulas. You're dealing with substantial technology enhancements on the DFT, which I'm going to talk about, which is going to shock people when they hear what I'm going to have to say on that. And we've also enhanced some technology and absorption properties in the capsules as well. But I mean, it is a completely new experience, but you have to understand the foundation that formula and technology was based on is the Thrive experience. So when you say, well, is this going to work? It's already worked for 10 years to the tune of 10 million customers, right? So you've got to know the proof is already in the pudding we've already made. And we were tasked with how to make it better. So the differences are going to be on the technologies of it, the formulas of it, the delivery systems that we're going to talk about tonight. But it is a completely new Thrive experience. It is the elite experience.
That's awesome, Jason. And so you talked about the proprietary blends, even the DFT enhancements, and then you got into the actual technology and formula differences. So what are some of the technology and delivery changes with Elite?
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, like I said at the start of this Zoom, we've got some time here that I'm going to talk about when I give the calendar of the rollout, and we plan to do more of these. And I plan to share more about formula details. I don't want to just, we've never been an ingredient company. You know, I'm a firm believer you don't sell ingredients, you sell formulas. That's what's made us so special. You can go anywhere and buy ingredients, but you can't buy our proprietary formulas, right? And so, but once we get a little closer and we've got some of our patent stuff finalized, which takes a while, I want to throw some more content out there about actual formula differences. But the question you asked, Shantae, was what are the differences with the technology, and what was the other one?
What was the differences with the technology and the delivery?
Delivery, perfect. Okay, so let's look at capsules and DFT first. So what you're going to find in the Elite capsules that's different from the standard, other than the formula, right? Completely re-engineered formula for targeted weight loss that's on the foundation of the current Thrive experience. So we already know that. You're also going to find that we used many materials, many ingredients that are delayed released. And so we've got a delayed release component to the new Elite capsules, which what you're going to find, everybody keeps asking, is it the same caffeine? Yes, it's the same caffeine. Because more caffeine does not mean more weight loss. Remember, we started targeting what was going to get a weight loss result from a nutritional perspective. Throwing infinite amounts of caffeine at the body doesn't give you that result. But you're going to notice with these capsules that it has the pop, right? It has that buzz, that wake up feel, but it's like a more evened out to where some people may take Elite and it may hit them a little harder, and then some may take Elite and they're like, you know what, I don't get quite as much that jolt an hour, but I notice hours after I would be at a higher plateau, right? So it's maybe not as much as kind of a plateau feel because we've got delayed release elements to the formula. One of the biggest technology changes, and this is new stuff, right? These delayed release components that are now out there in the industry, this is different than like nanotechnology where it's trying to like encapsulate an ingredient and hold it while it's being passed through your digestive system, which has mixed reviews altogether. Delayed release is actually putting a barrier where it's protecting your digestive system, your stomach, for breaking it down all at once. And so it breaks down at a much slower period, which helps with absorption. But going to the DFT, so when you look at all the years that we've been manufacturing that product, we've become better at our skill, better at our trade, right? We can print on it. We've done different shapes. We've messed with the formula multiple times. We've messed with the left-right approach with the Duo. And the biggest, the lowest hanging fruit, I would say, when it comes to DFT is how do you get the formula into the skin faster and at larger amounts? So that's what's called the permeation. So when you can permeate the skin in a more effective way, that's the horsepower. And we tested, Elite has the latest and greatest permeation change, and we've changed the permeation. This will be our third time in 8 years of selling the product, right? Remember when we came to the market 6 years ago with DFT 2.0? Do y'all remember that?
Mm-hmm.
And that was us going to the next level of the permeation. And we use that on Black Label. We use that on a handful of things. And that's what we've used up until this point. And this has the latest and greatest permeation change to the technology. And we tested it with the 10-year DFT. And so for those of you that tried the 10-year and knew that was strong, I mean, that's been our greatest avenue to get the formula through the skin at a much higher and successful rate. And most people don't know this. There's always a percentage of the formula left on the DFT, always. And so much like you drinking a powder, there's always a percentage of the powder that you didn't absorb, always. Like this just is what it is. Like, no, I absorbed 100% of it. No, you didn't, I promise. And so the goal is to absorb as much as you can. And on the DFT, the goal is to get it through the skin as much as you can. So the Elite DFT is by far, and this isn't like little subtle changes, it is by far the most powerful DFT we have ever put out. And here's what's interesting about the formula. So that was the technology change of DFT. We looked at what made the capsules all these years, the three products have worked together, and they together synergistically brought these results that have wowed the world, right? But we looked at the capsules for a minute. We said, what made the capsule successful for people that did lose weight? And for those that did lose weight, we know that it was a combination of the three, but let's focus on the capsules for a second. What proprietaries, what elements, like why would the capsule be successful from a weight loss perspective? And when we zoned in on that, when we found what we were looking for, we brought that over as the foundation for the Elite DFT that we then re-engineered. So it's really cool how we've played on how successful this thing is. And we've never done that. Like, we had a lot of formula changes to DFT. I mean, every DFT that you look at, it's its own formula. But we never started DFT as the building block formula that Thrive Experience is based on. It was kind of its own element that complemented the shake and the capsules, right? And so we took what was so successful in the capsules, brought that over to DFT, and then built our house, if you will, built our formula on top of that foundation. And I mean, you look at these products we have, you look at the new lifestyle shake mix with the Elite that we have, more protein, incredible formula put together. Any three of these products you could take solo as a weight loss product itself. I mean, all three of these products you could build $1 billion company on, and we've put this together as a system. So, I mean, you have to think, like, if you're in my shoes, if you're in the company's shoes, we're saying the Ferrari of Ferraris is now better. And you can't just say that, right? It's like you've got to deliver on that statement. And, it was a lot of time, a lot of hours. It's still a lot of time and a lot of hours. We're trying to get everything manufactured. We're trying to get everything through the production pipeline. We're still missing raw ingredients. Again, we're trying to manufacture 3 products at once, which is why we were not able to get it out as quickly as we wanted to. That's just the world we live in that I don't unfortunately control. And substantial changes to the technology and to the formulas.
So, Jason, I know that you just said that you could separate the 3 and still get weight loss. Now, what about, and you also have 2 very different formulas. One that has a capsule that is not on, well, I guess it wouldn't be a time release, but a delayed release. Is this something that you could mix the 2? Like, could you mix the Thrive, the regular Thrive with the Elite Thrive? Like, is that something that you could do?
Yeah, absolutely. And, what I would say to somebody, like if I was talking to a brand new customer that says, hey, I want to lose weight, I want to start the Thrive experience, I'm going to recommend they do all 3 Elite steps. That's what I'm going to recommend. But then it's also okay if that person wants to experiment and come up with the 3 steps that's right for her or him. At the end of the day, this was engineered that way. If someone wants to take standard capsules with Elite DFT and Elite Shake, we know that's going to happen. We understand it's going to happen, and it's not the end of the world. Kind of like what we would tell somebody if they want to start the Thrive experience now, we're going to recommend they do all 3 steps. It's not great if they only do 2. It's not what we'd prefer, but at the end of the day, it's not the end of the world either. Like, life's still going to go on, and they're still going to get great results. They're not going to get 100% of great results. But yes, you can do that technically. But I think what we'll see the bulk of people when we go live and this is fully in the marketplace for sale. Consumers will be able to start the Elite experience or the standard experience, or they'll be able to mix and match. And I think we're going to find that the bulk of people do one or the other. And then, maybe you've got some longtime Thrivers that just really love nuances of certain things. And just take a look at our DFT. I mean, not everybody's wearing the same 3-step, 3rd step every day. So yes, you will be able to do that. I see a lot of questions pouring in, which is great. One thing I'll just address real quickly, the shellfish allergy comes from glucosamine. So glucosamine is a great ingredient to help lubricate joints, and that's sourced and can only be sourced from shellfish. And the Elite capsules still have glucosamine because remember, we took the foundation of the Thrive experience and built upon it. However, we're in the process of offering both Elite and non-Elite shellfish-free capsules. So it is something on our radar. Like any new product line, we get, are you going to have different shake flavors? Are you going to have vegan? Are you going to have that? Like, yes, but not all at the same time, right? We're trying to get 3 products out to the marketplace as fast as we can. And then once that's done, we'll focus on optionality, which would be different shake flavors, vegan, this or that. So
that was going to be my next question, is if we had more shake flavors, because I see the chat going crazy. Are we going to have shake flavors? So is there any more that you want to say on that?
No, just all in due time. Like I tell my wife, I say we can try to have everything in life, but we just can't have it all at the same time. So
totally. Definitely, yes. So the next question is, will or should users expect to lose weight with Thrive Elite, and is it going to work?
Yeah, great question. I mean, let's hit the is it going to work part. So again, we already know it's going to work based on the validation the last 10 years has given us. And we, again, took that foundation of that system and built upon it. So this is not starting from scratch. This is building upon what is already wildly successful. the lose weight is something I want to address. So lose weight can be different things. Is somebody going to drop the weight that the scale is showing? They could. If they don't, they're dropping inches, right? But again, we went at this from a nutritional perspective to say, what does the body need, right? And if we give it what it needs, we should render a favorable result. And I think you're going to have people that really need to lose weight, okay? And you're going to see some wild stuff, and it is going to have to do with weight. The capsules are really supercharged from a gut health perspective. That's one component I didn't talk about earlier that's wildly different from standard. If somebody does not have a great digestive system, if they're not moving out food that's coming in, how could you lose weight, right? You're like building up a reserve. And so people that are in that situation, they're going to see big time weight results. And then I think of people that are not overweight, maybe they have a little tummy bloat, maybe they would like to lose 10 pounds, they would look a little better. I would say that person is going to see inches, and that's what we're seeing with our small pilot group, is that it's definitely inches out of the gate first, and then it turns into weight. But for those that really need to lose weight, yes, you should see weight loss results. One thing that we're going to have to do as a company is be very mature on how we set people up to take this elite experience and set them up for success. And guys, I'm sorry, there's not a nutritional product on earth. There's not a drug on earth. There's nothing that you can take on earth that's going to help you lose weight when you're eating 10 bags of Cheetos every day. It's just not possible, right? So there has to be a little buy-in to a commitment to lifestyle as well. Does that mean that you have to count your calories and do? No, not at all. Does it mean that there needs to be a little logical thought process put in place that, hey, I'm starting this new elite experience and I want to give it the best chance to shine and do what it can do, and let me drop my Cheetos and maybe go to a salad and this and that. And so we're going to have to be careful. That way we're just not telling everybody they're going to lose all this weight and they're, again, got their Cheetos in their hand. I will say this too, though, since this was based around a nutritional element, you'll have people that, think of your good friend that she's like skinny as a rail. She could eat 10 tacos a day and she never gains any weight. And you're like, dang it, I can't stand her. And that person shouldn't lose weight. I mean, they don't have a lot of weight to begin with, but let's say somebody that's not that skinny. I think you're going to find people on the elite experience that, again, they're not necessarily losing weight. You're actually seeing their muscle definition increase. Like you're seeing their shoulders, you're seeing their body just get a little harder because you're getting rid of bloat and inflammation, right? Which has a lot to do with how people look. That's another thing we were seeing in the pilot group, that when you think of bloat on somebody's stomach, it's not necessarily because they need to lose weight. It also has to do with inflammation of the gut. Somebody that's drinking a bottle of red wine 7 nights a week, you get them off the red wine and the inflammation in their gut lowers, right? And their pooch, if you will, drops. And so I think we're going to see a lot of different experiences with elite, with inflammation, with weight loss. And I like really the term fat burning, because that's exactly what the formula is intended to do, right? We're actually trying to burn stored fat, and how you can help that process really intensify is to stop eating so much of it. So you think of the body, and how does the body lose weight? Weight loss 101 is your body burning more energy than you're feeding it on a daily basis. Okay. So your body is using energy through what you eat, through the form of carbs and sugars. That's what it's using as the fuel source for your energy every day. And the second your body needs more than you're feeding it, that's when it turns to the stored fat to still get that energy source that it needs. So losing weight 101 is just offsetting that a little bit. Now, you don't want to throw it in an unhealthy scenario like people that prepare for a bodybuilding competition or bikini competition. They're almost starving their body, right? They're in a ketosis form of living, which is not healthy. It's not sustainable. They only do it for a couple of weeks to get their body just completely in show competition. But so our formula is trying to throw your body over to stored fat. That's what it's trying to do. And it's trying to spike your metabolism higher and higher and higher, that you need more energy, more energy, more energy, get it to stored fat, get it to stored fat. But if you're feeding it 10 Cheeto bags a day, I'll never be successful. So, I mean, there's the honest truth for you. So, Shante, I'm excited to see. I think we have a completely new experience of results coming. Like, it's not going to be the same. Like, there's going to be elements of that. You watch our videos and you hear what people, there's going to be that, but there's going to be some new stuff. I mean, when you talk about getting people's inflammation down greater and greater, that's a whole nother world of results. So
yeah. Can you imagine the next Ultimate Thriver? I can't wait to see those results.
So our last question, and the biggest question that we had through everybody was, can they be beta testers? Which obviously we cannot have all 400,000 people on this list that wanted to be beta testers. So I guess the real question is, when is Elite launch? When are we actually going to release this bad boy?
Okay, so let me talk about beta testers. So it's actually a funny story. So I had every intention of hand selecting a small group and beta testing it, and that was gonna, with the original deployment schedule we had, which was right now, like Elite was supposed to be live by the getaway, and the world didn't allow us to do that. But we were gonna beta test, and we were so focused on the gut element of the capsules, and we started with our pilot group, we had it too strong out of the gate. And so let's just say some people had some digestive discomfort. And we had to fine tune that. We kept playing with it because we're trying to get it perfect and throttle it as much as we can. And then we got delayed and all this. So it just didn't end up happening, but I'm glad it didn't happen, because the first round of beta testers like, man, I don't know about that Elite. I'm having elite issues in the bathroom. Yeah. But back to the when will Elite launch? Let's talk about that. So again, we're trying to launch 3 products. We're still waiting on some vendors to deliver some materials for us. My plan is to go live with a pre-launch early December. And that means probably December 8th-ish. Okay, do not hold these dates as they are gold, right? Just I'm throwing out tentatives. But call it December 8th. That's a Thursday. And we'll be rolling out the official plan, but this is kind of like the rough draft. If it's not the 8th, it's the 9th or the 12th, something like that. And we're going to be going live for a pre-order. So due to the demand that we have, And due to the production schedule we're trying very hard to keep up with, and it's the first of its launch, we're going to go to a pre-order to be able to control how we launch it. And then we ran into the dilemma of it's Christmas time and we don't have the production we need. And once the production's there, we've got people at Christmas. We don't want to launch the world's best weight loss system while people are eating Christmas food. And so what it's looking like, and this is like updating every week, it's looking like that pre-order would go live, like I said, the 8th or 9th, and then we would be shipping the first week of January. So that is the launch agenda. And in between now, that's why I said we've got some runway to work with. In between now and that pre-order date of December 8th, plus or minus a few days, we've got opportunities to do more trainings, to get even deeper into it. I tried to be very high level tonight to just build a base level understanding, but there's many other questions that we have. We are not releasing the price point at this time. We're not releasing the price point. Is it going to be more expensive than the Thrive Experience? Yes, it is, because it's a lot more product, a lot more ingredients, a lot more technology. Does it mean it's going to be drastically higher? No, it doesn't. I don't know what it is just yet. We're kind of waiting on these final materials we're waiting on, and we're negotiating, and you negotiate raw material purchases on annual forecast, that because some of these ingredients are based on crops that are grown, and you send your forecast, you commit to purchase orders, and then that's when you can negotiate a price, and that's still going on, right? And so I don't know 100% on every ingredient actually where my cost is for 2023, 2024, et cetera. I know about where it's going to be, but I want to know for sure before we release pricing. But just know it is going to be a little more expensive, whatever that means at this time. Are there any other, I know we've got Dana from a promoter perspective, are there any other questions you think are real meaningful right now?
Honestly, I think that we've answered a ton of them. And honestly, I think that the way that we market this is exactly the way. I know that was one of the big questions, was how do we market this differently? And I think we market it the same. I really don't think that there's any difference. We show up the way that we've always shown up. We do before and after pictures. We do locals. We share our stories. There really is no difference in what we're doing versus what we've always done. We just have to show up, and we have to show what this product is doing for us. We can't hide it, right? So if this product is working for you, you let your people know, right? You don't hide it, guys.
You're still
and
sharing.
Like you were saying, you can eat Cheetos, be a product of the product, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, you're still sharing the Thrive Experience. You're still sharing 3 steps. And I mean, I think it's, if I have a customer right now that I'm talking to, I'm going to start by asking them some questions. I think, like, what are you looking for? Like, what would you like, so I know a little bit about them. And once I hear things like weight loss, weight management, I'd really like to lose weight, I'm already thinking elite, but I may have a friend that's skinny as a rail, and he doesn't need to lose weight. He doesn't want to lose weight, and I may start him on the standard Thrive Experience, right? But the masses of people, and here's what's cool about when this is going to start shipping now, is New Year's. I mean, think about that. You got to be telling me 8% of all human beings starting January 2nd are wanting to lose weight in some form or fashion, right? And so we've got this opportunity here to start the year with Elite. We've got timing before then to build your teams. You're going to see thrivingking.com get refreshed with videos about Elite and how Elite is coming. And so it's no more, a mystery. We're going to flip Thriving King to talk about Thrive Elite. So you're going to have that page to use to still build excitement, still build. I mean, you have a month right now to build before we go live with a pre-order. And that pre-order might last a day. It might last 2 days. once we're done with our initial production, it's done, right? And then we'll roll out when we can the next set until we finally get caught up on mass production and it's just live on the shopping carts permanently. And so we've got kind of a pre-launch, pre-order opportunity here. And that means opportunity for you to build your teams, to build excitement and to get stuff going now.
Yeah, for sure.
Yes. So Jason, I also see this question all over the chat. And I think it's a very good question. When people are on the normal Thrive experience, would you recommend doing the Thrive 10-day detox before they start Thrive Elite?
I think it's a great way to start. Absolutely. Because that 10-day detox, it's clearing out all cellular impurities. That's what it's trying to do. Right. And cellular impurities is what prohibit absorption. And so if you want somebody to have the best start on Elite, let's give them a clean runway to begin with. The other thing that I forgot to mention just a second ago, what we're going to be coming up with is a strategy to start a company-wide start date where everybody starts the Elite at the same time. So if we think we're shipping the first week of January, that we know by this date everybody's going to have Elite that was in the pre-order, and so we try to start everybody together. And so for you leaders listening, that would be something good for you to organize as well. That way you're having, when you start 2023, you're having all these Elite calls and Zooms, and there's all these people having experiences and results at the same time, and you're sharing that. You're popping new customers like crazy because everybody's feeling this and having all these results. So that's an opportunity for you to huddle everybody up, get everybody started at the same time. Everybody's detoxed, everybody's ready to go, and boom.
Well, and I love that people still do that with detox. Whenever somebody starts detox, it's like, hey, I'm starting on November 1st. Who's going to do it with me? And literally like 30 people will just be like, me, I'll do it. And then you have some random stragglers that come in. And it's just like this big ordeal because it's just, everybody's doing it together. So I love when people are kind of in this group together to do it. I think it's awesome. I think it makes a bigger statement for sure. So
I do too. And it's almost like a new company is launching. I mean, it's what it is. I mean, the company, that the product line that we launched the company on these 3 steps, we're essentially doing it again. I mean, think of how powerful, Dana, like if you got all your team to start, the masses of your team to start the Elite at the same time, and then you're doing one call once a week, and all those people are on there telling their story. Everybody's inviting new people to the call or the Zoom because everybody's trying to lose weight. It's now January. I mean, it's like a very energetic, exciting, boom, boom, boom. I'm feeling this. I'm feeling this. I'm seeing this. I'm seeing this. And people are going, yeah, I want on that weight loss system. I want on it. But I think it'll be good.
Yeah, absolutely. I love it.
I'm so excited for it, and a company-wide start date. I'm sure everyone has December 8-ish circled on their calendar, emphasis on the ish, circled on their calendar, hearted on their calendar. So I know everyone's ready to go. Super excited. I know I'm excited. Dana, I know we talked and we're very excited. Dana, do you have any last remarks of what you think from a promoter point of view about Thrive Elite?
I would say, like Jason was saying, keep doing the calls, keep making sure that you're showing up for your team, especially leaders. Doing the Zooms is huge. Making sure that your team is seeing your face, seeing that you're showing up. And then not only that, but get back to doing locals. I know that this was something that we had gotten away from with COVID and all this stuff. The first local that I did in my hometown, I had 3 people show up and they were all brand new people. And guess what? All of them are at 4K right now. And then we just did another one last week and there was more than 9 people there, all of them brand new. It is going to get bigger. It is not going to stay small. It could be at a restaurant. It doesn't matter. Just get in front of people who want to hear about your story. And I'll tell you guys, it's uncomfortable at first, maybe, but I'll tell you, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Just go, laugh, talk about your story, and relate to people that normally would not get together. The only thing that they maybe have in common is that they're loving the Thrive experience. The more you do it now, the easier it's going to be when Thrive King comes out, or Thrive Elite. When Thrive Elite comes out. I've been calling it Thrive King for so long now, but when Thrive Elite comes out. You know, you keep doing it now. By the time Thrive Elite comes out, it's literally going to be, you know, rooms full of people and restaurants that you can't even host people anymore. You have to go get, you know, convention centers or whatever. So I think it's important that we continue to show up as these leaders that we want to see, right? And then we want to have on our team. How many people keep saying, oh, my leaders aren't showing up? Where are you? Are you that leader you want on your team? If you are not that leader on your team, you cannot complain that you don't have any leaders showing up, right? So be that leader if you want to have those leaders. So that's pretty much all that I want to say about a promoter standpoint and what I think that we need to be doing as far as the launch of this new product and what it's going to do for the company.
Yeah, I appreciate it too. And exactly. No, I love that. I just want to state what we started the call on. One, guys, if your question wasn't answered, there was literally probably 5,000 questions asked on this chat tonight. We're going to get to it. Yes, it's gluten-free. Yes, it's this. Yes, it's that. But we're going to get to it. The thing that I want everybody to take away, though, out of everything that was said, I want to start full circle right where we began. Why is Elite so powerful? What makes it so good? Okay, I'll give you an analogy. I said that it was re-engineered, right, on the foundation of the already arguably world's most successful nutritional system, right? So let's use an analogy. What does that mean? Let's say we have this gorgeous $10 million house, like unbelievable home, 10,000 square feet, $10 million home. It's got the most state-of-the-art materials, unbelievable countertops, audio, video, furniture. It's brand new. It's contemporary. The architecture is perfect. The engineering, I mean, it's the best of the best, right? And we wake up one day and we say, we want to take this $10 million mansion and we want to make it a $30 million mansion. And we want to do it as good and better as we just did the first 10,000 square feet, right? I mean, that's what you have to understand. We didn't start over. We didn't trash what was already working. We made the impossible possible, and we used the superstar to go to new heights. I mean, that's what you have to understand. Like, if you love the Thrive experience, it already has all that in it with Elite. We didn't take away, we engineered upon, we added, right? One thing that you're going to have to note about the capsules, which, by the way, how do you tell the differences between regular capsules and Elite? Regular are purple and white, blue and white. Elite are full purple, full blue. And there's 3 capsules per packet in Elite to house all the formula changes. You know, so I just want everybody to know as you leave, we didn't start anew, we didn't take away, we built upon what was already great. So if you love the 3 steps now, it's how much more will you love Elite is really the question. So I appreciate you two for hosting the call. Great job tonight, and always fun to see y'all's faces. And I look forward to doing this again here in the future. So if there's not anything else, have a great night.
Awesome. Thank you, Jason. Thank you, Dana.
Okay.
Bye, guys. See you, everybody.
Bye.
Since the inception of nutritional supplements, weight loss has always been the king in terms of global sales and consumer demand. More people spend more money on weight loss products and solutions than any other category in the health and wellness industry, which isn't shocking to hear when most everyone's New Year's resolution is to lose weight. Everywhere you look, there's a new weight loss product, diet, or fad. Unfortunately, the market is flooded with these gimmicks comprised of fancy marketing, but leave consumers disappointed with results. Until now, the King of Kings has arrived. From the founders, formulators, and creators of Le-Vel and the Thrive Experience comes the most powerful fat-burning weight loss technology yet. The Thrive Experience by Le-Vel is arguably the most successful nutritional system in the history of supplementation. Fastest company to $1 billion in sales and direct selling, approaching $3 billion in sales. 30 patents and counting, 10 million customers worldwide, hundreds of millions in free products shipped. Arguably more success stories and proven results with Thrive than any other system or product ever seen. No fads here, only documented results.
It was 6:35 and I'm like, what is going on?
For me, it was like an awakening. I felt alive.
I was a completely different person, living and enjoying life.
Mental clarity.
Like my brain was awake. Like I'm 39 years old. I don't even remember feeling this good in my 20s.
After all the success of the Thrive experience, after all the results already seen, it's time to shift and disrupt the health and wellness industry all over again. Manufacturing, trademarking, patenting, and production is already underway. The nutritional fat-burning weight loss king has arrived. Create your free account now. Start thriving and building momentum before the king arrives.